Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So this video really is a list of heavyweight prospects to watch out for in 2021. These are the guys that I really expect to develop in a big way next year. Now this list only consists of 4 fighters, and if you've been subscribed to this channel for any period of time, you're going to know about these guys. I've covered these guys in the past on my heavyweight prospect series, but any new viewers or new subscribers, maybe there's a couple of names here that you're not familiar with or that you've not really checked out, and I would highly implore you to do so. These are my 4 prospects that I fully expect to develop in 2021 and make a name for themselves, essentially. We shall start with the most obvious name on this list, and that is Philippe Purgovich, the Croatian heavyweight prospect, 12-0 as a pro, 28 years old, extensive amateur background, fought in the World Series of Boxing. He actually won a bronze medal, I believe, in the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, and he beat a lot of world-class amateurs in his day. He was one of the best amateurs in the world when he was competing, and as a pro so far, he's not really put a foot wrong. He's looked dominant and in control throughout his whole pro career. And you know, when you watch this guy, you can tell that he comes from good amateur stock, that he's got a lot of amateur pedigree, and you can tell that by the way he fights. Philippe Purgovich is a big lump. He's 6'6", and he likes to utilise that height and reach. He's got a nice jab, which he varies up quite nicely. Sometimes he'll pour with the jab, sometimes he'll really force it through and use it as a power punch almost. And he follows through with that right hand. And for a big guy, you know, from what I've seen so far, he seems to have pretty good punch output for a big heavyweight. Also, it's worth noting in the amateurs, Philippe Purgovich showed a great chin. He fought some of the biggest punchers in the amateur game, never even dropped, never really hurt. He's a tough guy. And yeah, stylistically, I think this guy's going to give a lot of people problems. A lot of people compare him to Vitaly Klitschko, and I get that comparison, the way he kind of leans back from punches, how he kind of utilises that lead hand control and attacks at weird angles. He's not as dynamic as Vitaly Klitschko, not as quick I would say, but you can certainly see some similarities there. And you know, that style that he fights with is pretty unique in today's heavyweight division. Ultimately, I expect this guy to push on in 2021. He's amassed a good record of 12-0, like I said. He's starting to get ranked in the governing bodies, and he's saying now that he wants the big fights, he wants the step-up fights. He's talking about Michael Hunter, for example, being one of his targets. That would be a great fight for Philippe Purgovich. Michael Hunter has done some good things in the heavyweight division. I think that's who Philippe Purgovich should be looking at fighting next. That would be a tough fight, a hard fight, but a fight that he can win, And yeah, Philippe Purgovich to me is certainly one of the standout prospects in the heavyweight division. I'm sure most of you guys are aware of Philippe Purgovich. I don't really need to go into too much details, but if you've not checked him out, check him out and see what you think. The next guy on this list is a Russian heavyweight prospect by the name of Arsene Mcmadoff. Now, Arsene Mcmurdov is 11-0 as a pro. Every single one of his fights end by way of knockout. Good amateur background. He's 31 years old, 6'5.5". So he's certainly a big lump. Also fought in the World Series of Boxing. And for the record, in the World Series of Boxing, he beat Guido Vianello, who's a prospect right now in the heavyweight division. He beat Mihai Nistor, who was a very good amateur. And in the amateurs, he actually beat Mcmurdov, who was a great amateur. So you know, Arsene Mcmurdov certainly has credentials in the amateur game and the World Series of Boxing, and he's bringing that into the pro ranks. So far, once again, Arsene Mcmurdov not put a foot wrong as a pro. Stylistically, the man is an absolute wrecking ball. He's a beast, carries serious punching power in both hands, a gnarly right hand, and he can use the straight right hand, the overhand right. He's got a brutal right uppercut through the middle. Nice jab when he uses it. Extremely heavy-handed guy. His game is to come forwards, seek and destroy. And yeah, in 2021, I fully expect to see this guy on prospect lists, highlight reels. I think people are going to really start getting aware of Mcmurdov in 2021. Hopefully we see this guy appear on some big cards. I believe he's actually got a co-promotional deal with Golden Boy. I believe so. So hopefully that gives him more exposure. The guy's fan-friendly, you know, he really is one of the best kept secrets in the heavyweight division. Just by power alone, the guy's going to be a threat. And even skill set wise, he throws some beautiful punches, some really nice punch technique. Defensively, he needs to tidy up a little bit, carries a low left hand as he comes forwards, etc. I would like to see him use his jab a bit more, but the raw attributes are there. The amateur background is there, the power's there, the size is there, the strength is there. He's a beast. 31 years old, needs to get a move on in 2021, but you know, hopefully he stays active, and if he does, I expect a big 2021 for Arsene Mcmadoff. I expect him to do some damage. He's going to crack some skulls, and I think he's going to make a name for himself in 2021. I've actually seen people now starting talking about this guy, which is great, but I expect him to really up the ante in 2021. So check out Arsene Mcmurdov if you've not checked him out. Now, the next guy that I expect to have a big impact in the heavyweight division in 2021 is a prospect by the name of Victor Vickhurst. Now, Victor Vickhurst is a Ukrainian heavyweight prospect. He is 28 years old and has a record of 5-0. 4 of those 5 wins coming by way of knockout. As you would expect from a Ukrainian prospect, he has a relatively good amateur background. I mean, in the amateurs, I would say his highlight was beating Clemente Rosso, a good Italian amateur, and Victor Vickhurst also fought in the World Series of Boxing. So all in all, he comes into the pro ranks with good experience already. He's a well-sized heavyweight as well, listed as 6'5", and I've seen a lot of people compare Victor Vickhurst to Vladimir Klitschko, and I kind of see the comparisons. He's quite light on his feet for a big man, moves quite well, nice footwork, good straight punches as you would expect from a well-schooled amateur, nice jab which he varies from body to head. The straight right hand also is a good punch by Victor Vickhurst. Obviously he throws that behind the jab, similar to Klitschko, the 1-2. And Victor Vickhurst certainly has a good 1-2. Nice right hand, nice and straight, nice and accurate. Once again, he varies that shot from body to head, seems to carry some power. And he can actually also mix it up. Primarily, he relies on staying on the outside. He'll try and cover up. But he can mix it up. You know, he can go down to the body. I've seen him throw that hook to the body, change levels when he's comfortable. He does have a good punch repertoire, but mainly he relies on the 1-2. But he's a really good textbook boxer, really well schooled. You can tell he comes from a good amateur background. And the positive thing is, you know, for such a bad year in regards to how the world's going right now, he's actually been quite active in 2020. He's had 5 fights in his first year. Hopefully he actually resumes that activity in 2021. And providing he stays active, I can see Victor Vickhurst building up more of a fan base, building up more notoriety, and I think more people are going to be aware of Victor Vickhurst. I like the way he's being moved as well. He's slowly stepping up the levels. He's fought tough journeymen like Kamil Sakalowski, Jakub Saglum, and Gabriel Ujima. These are the sort of guys that you should be fighting when you've had 5-6 fights. The tough sort of journeymen who can go rounds. And yeah, Victor Vickhurst is fighting those guys. So hopefully in 2021, he maintains the activity and has slight step-ups. But you know, I like the look of Victor Vickhurst. I like the technical style. I like the way he delivers punches. He's relatively minimalist in his approach, doesn't waste much, and he'll only throw caution to the wind or throw big combinations when he's comfortable or that if he feels that you're hurt. But I like him a lot. I think he's a very good prospect, and I highly recommend that you check this guy out. And the last guy on this list is a bit of a curveball, I would say, but still I'm going to mention this guy. And he goes by the name of Bakhtir Jalalov. Now, Bakhtir Jalalov is a Uzbekistanian heavyweight prospect, 26 years old, great amateur. He won the World Amateur Championships back in 2019, and he won that tournament with ease, to be honest. I watched that tournament and I watched his fights. He won that tournament with ease, and he looked very good doing it. He's a big guy at 6'7". He's a southpaw. He can move. He can punch. He's got relatively good hand speed, good straight punches. He can mix it up. And he's a really, really good good prospect and a great athlete for a guy of 6'7". He's actually had 6 pro fights already, all won by knockout. However, Bakhtir Jalilov is actually going back to the amateurs to fight in the Olympics in 2021. And I believe this guy, Bakhtir Jalilov, is the favourite for the gold medal in that tournament. I think the guy's got a great chance of winning it. From what I understand, the reason he went back to the amateurs is basically to win that gold medal and then come back to the pros with more of a reputation, you know, so people are going to sign him, give him a bigger contract and give him a bigger push. I totally understand that. I expect this guy to win the Olympic gold medal. I really do. I think he's a great boxer. Like I said, southpaw, big, he can punch, good boxing skills, he can move. Just a real good prospect. And like I said, very athletically gifted for such a big man. And once again, another guy coming out of Uzbekistan. Right now, that area of the world is a hotbed for amateur talent. And a lot of these guys are turning pro now. You're going to hear a lot of names out of that part of the world very soon. Trust me on that. But yeah, those are the 4 names that I expect big things from in 2021 to varying degrees. But these are the guys I've really got my eye on in the heavyweight division. I think these guys are all excellent prospects. And yeah, like I said, I expect some big things from them in 2021. Anyway, share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.